morning, Flosstube. Welcome to Allegro Stitches. My name is Amy Clarissa. This is Flosstube number 8. It is June 16th, 2021. I'm going to start by showing you my ATCs for the week, my artist trading cards. Basically a 2.5 by 3.5 piece of artwork. They can be painted or multimedia or drawn, or I've seen fabric ones, and I suddenly had the bright idea in the end of May to make cross-stitch ATCs. So, 2.5 by 3.5 pieces of artwork. Last Wednesday's was inspired by a purple shirt with white writing that I was wearing, and it was the sewing machine heartbeat. So right around here it had a sewing machine, and then the heartbeat continued. So that night I stitched up a little purple sewing machine on a small piece of opalescent 28 count that I had in my small scrap bag, and I didn't mean for it to look like a snow globe. It kind of does, but oops. I was going for like an oval shape here. This one did not turn out like I had planned for it to, but you know what? It's okay. They don't always turn out the way that you envision. This mode ribbon was probably around a fat quarter bundle that I got, or my mother got and gifted me the ribbon too. And then my kind of signature 1/4 inch purple satin ribbon that I've been using. And this was, let's ask my book what it was. This was Classic Colorworks Plum Paisley. So that's how last Wednesday's turned out. Then on Thursday, Daniel had soccer practice, and I actually worked on 3 projects, and I will show you the other 2 later. This was the 3rd project. I worked on 2 of my monthly pieces, and then we had to Daniel and told him good night, and we did all that stuff. And I went down to bed, and as I'm heading downstairs, I remembered I hadn't done the ATC. So I was like, I should put in 1 stitch. And I sat down on the couch and I was like, that's ridiculous. Now that I've got a needle full of thread, I can't just put in 1 stitch. So I put in a line of stitches. That's a small piece of fabric. Didn't take any time at all. Well, that looks really plain and took like 2 minutes. So maybe I should do a little bit more. So this was really quick, no pattern. Oh, there was a pattern for the sewing machine. It was from the Sewing Room Motifs by Tiny Modernist. It's this little teeny tiny one right here. Where's it go like that? Yeah. That's the one for the sewing machine. There's no pattern for this. I just sat down, stitched it up. There we go. Here's the line that I started with. Then I just freehanded stitch, and then I filled in the space. And then of course the next morning, because I was already late going to bed, I just kind of crazy quilted some blue scraps on there, and it turned out really, really cute. I'm very happy with this one. So I call this one Stitch. I know, so original. So that was Thursdays. Then on Friday, one of my friends, Sarah's, I have more than one friend, Sarah. My sister tells me, it's great you're making friends, but could you maybe pick some that aren't named Sarah? Sorry, it's a great name. I have great friends named Sarah. And one of them was heading to the beach. And so I'm not really a beachy person. I think I've mentioned that before. You can keep all of the sand and all of the big waves. It's beautiful and the sound is lovely, but I'd rather have mountains. It's okay. You know, there's all types of people in the world. And I had found a couple days before in my account on Daily Cross Stitch this super cute guy. I picked him up as a freebie, but their free chart changes every day. So he's probably $1 now. And I didn't remember him being so big. He's 50 by 70-ish. And that's if you leave off the word. It says turtley on the bottom. The chart is actually called Turtley Turtle. Yeah, say that 5 times fast. So of course it was evening and I needed to get this done. And so I stitched just the outline part. So outline here, and then where this top shell goes. And then I did in his glasses, I don't know if it's a specialty stitch or I just like did kind of a satin stitch maybe to show, there we go. You can see. And then instead of stitching the shell, I just did a little applique, put in a couple of lines of stitching to make sure it held down, and also did a sun, and I had a nice scrap of sand fabric from a swap I did, a sewing swap, a couple of years ago, and she was all into beachy. So it was like all sand and waves and flip-flops and sun and all that stuff. So I had a little piece of sand left, and I just appliqued those on. I love how he turned out. I did not use the colors that were recommended from Daily Cross Stitch. I was feeling fancy, I guess, last weekend because I used an overdyed for the turtle shell. I used Classic Colorworks Chopped Chives, and then a light blue, the 162 for the glasses, and then instead of making his glasses black, for the lenses, I did 932, which is a grayish color. That coordinates with the blue I used for his frames. And then, of course, just scrapping for the pieces of fabric. Yeah. I love that one. He's so, so cute. And that was Friday. They did make it to the beach fine, and they're having a wonderful time. Saturday, we went to a wedding. First wedding of the summer. Maybe the only wedding. I don't know. But it was definitely the first wedding of the summer. It was out at our big, beautiful log church here in North Pole. And my mom had given me a book. Well, I'm borrowing it from her. It's from the 70s. It says $4. I have no clue. She actually paid $4 for it. It's from 1979, The Doorpost. And the title of the book is called The Doorposts, plural. So yeah, that was a little confusing when I went to write down what chart I had used. But here's all the designs in the book. Of course, it's hand-drawn, black and white. And I used this little church down here since we went to our church for the wedding. And it looks so much cuter stitched. Okay, so here's the church on the back of the cover, right there in the middle of the flag. And here it is as an ATC. Isn't it adorable? So I tried to use the colors that were on the list, but I didn't have one of them. So I just pulled out my color card and picked the best substitute that I felt was. So I used 3347 for the grass, I want to say. Yep. 797, 322, those are the blues. 727 is the light yellow here for the crosses in the windows. And then 414, there's a little bit of 414 right here, the gray. It's like a little stone step or path or something, I don't know. But it's so cute. And if you're wondering about the stamps, I completely forgot to use them. So I will get that done next week. So that's Saturdays. Then on Sunday, I wore one of my beautiful, like, pinky dresses from Purple Polka Dot Boutique. I'm really enjoying those this summer. I have like 4 different pinky dresses. Some of them are actually like pink, and then the one is this kind of pinkly purple. Is pinkly a word? I don't know. And it's cream. I put lace on it, and the lace is cream. If you saw this on Instagram and swipe for the second photo, that is this card before it was turned into a card, and it's laying on my dress. So there's the color of the dress, the lace. This coordinates perfectly because I pulled the colors directly from my dress. And it should have gotten a little more pressed before I put it together. But you know what? I was in a hurry on Monday morning. I needed to finish 3 cards. So they get stitched on the right day. They just don't get finished on the right day. So this one came from another old book. I don't remember if this one is on loan from my mother or if it was sent with something else that I ordered. Like as a little extra, or I wanted item C and it came in like a lot of 5 different things. I think maybe that's how it happened, but if it's yours, Mom, I really don't care. Thanks for sharing it. It's this one right here. Jar lids from Leisure Arts, booklet 278. And instead of putting welcome, I told Mom I wanted something different. And she's like, how about blessed? I was like, well, yes, of course. That's brilliant. So I pulled letters. See, Be Mine has a B in it. And then there was a D for the end of blessed. Somewhere. It was on, doesn't matter. Dad. It says Dad, and it's got it right there. I just didn't do the fancy loop on the D. I just made it straight. And it looked great. So I just pulled from surrounding charts. They're all in here. They're all color. They're all like this big. So that worked well. And then see, there's the bow. And it kind of turned out to a double bow. And I had to borrow one of these charms from the ones I set aside for my pals because I lost the big bag. It's because I have ABC bag stuff everywhere, and I'm trying to get those done, and they're coming along. I'll get to that in a second. Okay, so that was, what day was that? Sunday, because I had my Sunday dress on. Then Monday was Flag Day, and Stone Street Stitchworks posted this really nice freebie. I will link it. I didn't print it off. I just stitched straight from the screen, which I don't like doing, but once in a while, you know, you just have to do it. And this was the center of the design. I did not realize my scrap of fabric was not straight. So this one got a little bit crookedy, but it's okay. America's not perfect. And it still looks really, really cute. This is, I knew which fabric this was. This was a 32 count vintage Stormy Night Lugana. I'm almost positive. And the numbers were super easy to remember because it was 815 and 825. That was backwards. 815 is the red, 825 is the blue. And I didn't bother putting in, I was gonna, you know, do some beads and like make it super fancy and cute. And then it was late at night and I was like, oh, yeah, this looks good. So when you click on the freebie, there's actually little primitive birds that go all the way around it. Didn't do that. Just stitched it up like this. Set it on a piece of patriotic fabric, which is actually one of my ABC bags that I'm working on, and it will be in the shop this weekend and looks super, super cute. Blank back because I forgot to use the stamps. And then last night after soccer practice, I know, why do I do this to myself? I stitched up this cute little alpaca, which is a little bit tall because I gave him an extra row in his legs, or her, or she, or it, or whatever it is. But it's a little alpaca. And the colors show a little better in real life. I probably should have used the dark color that was recommended in the middle, but I didn't want a dark gray, and so I picked up pink, and now you can't see the difference between the pink and the whatever. It's going to be fine. This is actually from a freebie by the Blue Flower. It is her Market 2020 freebie. This is actually available on her website now. Her Market freebies are available. Her Expo freebie is not available, but her Market freebies are now available on her website. Just click the link that says Free Patterns, or the tab, but I will have it linked as well if you want to go straight to it. And it's this one right here. Yeah, that one. Mostly recommended colors, except for the middle saddle part, which I made pink because it's a heart, and that's what I do. Oops, probably should have left that one alone. And this is a 32 count Mint Splash Lugana, pretty sure. I have an idea on how I'm going to finish this. Hopefully it turns out as cute in my head as it will in real life. Sometimes it works that way. Sometimes it doesn't. You saw that sewing machine, right? Yeah. Well, I'm thinking of it. Let me show you my shirt for today, because the sewing machine was on the shirt for last week. This is, there we go, from Stitching Goddess Designs. It's a cross stitch thing, or it's UFOs, frog, kitted floss, BAP, LNS, Sal, FFO, DMC, Haid, whip, cross stitch thing. Yeah, it's super cute. Thank you to X-Ray Stitcher. I won this. Oh, it's been a few weeks. Yeah, I've actually gotten a couple things in the mail that I won when I was still using my old account on YouTube. So, yeah, if you switch accounts, remember to check the old one for giveaway info. Sometimes, speaking of giveaway, why don't I just tell you who won your friend's art book and Smelly Cat, or where's the coffee shop? Of course, now I can't think of it. Yep, that inspired Needle Minder for beading. It's got a plastic over it because it is sticky, and it will stick to anything and everything. I pulled a name for that right before I started filming, 8:22 a.m., just in case anyone wondered. And the weather has been lovely the last few days. I'm not sure what temperature it is at night. If it still goes down to 50, I don't go outside, I go to bed. But during the day, it's been like 80. It was so warm last night. Everyone was sitting at the soccer game just melting. So, here we go. I pulled the winner, 8 o'clock, and it was Stephanie Weisner. I said it wrong, I'm sorry. People mess up my name all the time. So, I understand. I apologize. Stephanie Weisner? email me at allegrostitches@gmail.com so I can get your price out in the mail to you. Thank you for your lovely comment. I will reply to comments. I will try today. Might be tomorrow. ATC bags, I'm telling you. There's a reason I don't make them all the time. It's because they take a long time. But yes, send me an email with your address. I'll get this in the mail to you. Speaking of those needle menders, I am finishing up. I should have in the shop today some summer. Like, how fun and happy are those? So we've got a white base, a blue base, and super classy black base. So, limited edition. Out of these colors now, but there should be a few of each in the shop. Hopefully when this goes up, depends on how long it takes to upload. And then this one doesn't have handles yet, but this is an ABC bag. Handles go here on both sides. There's a pocket in the front, and then it opens. You have two project bags essentially on the inside. So one here easily fits an 8x8, and then one on the other side. So I just leave this by the chair usually. It's structured, but it's not stiff. When you get all your stuff in there, stiff. But it easily fits an 8x8 Q-snap. Do I have one here? Yes, I do. I put it in my lap. Julie, if you're watching, I don't think you are, but just skip ahead. I'm going to go right into whips. And this is yours. This is the Dog Bone Wisdom. I worked up here on Thursday. No, at the soccer practice. That's why I had to do something quick on Thursday night. So I worked a little on this. This is an 8x8 Q-snap. Easily fits in here. See? Super easily. 11x11 is snug. Like, uncomfortably snug. I'm an 8x8 girl, and I hardly have time to make this size, so I've never tried to make the 11x11 compatible size. There's the 8x8 right there. Yeah, if you think you can't live without it and you want to message me, feel free. Etsy has messages for that reason. Otherwise, I just plan to make this size. It's like a 12.5 square type of situation. There's the front. It will have pockets when it goes into the shop. I'm guessing this one and the other are patriotic. The other one is more of a vintage type of patriotic. Those will go into the shop probably Friday. And then the beading reminder should be in there today. So Wednesday, the 16th of June. Now you saw my first whip. This had one day on it. Thursday. And I forgot to show you the whole chart. This is Dog Bone Wisdom by Stony Creek. And the only change I'm making is instead of making these stair-stepped, I am rounding them off and doing the fractionals. So they look a little more realistic. They actually look fabulous. They look so much like those milk bone dog treats. So, gotten all the wording done in the middle, got this much done on the bottom, and I've got one border. This is the part you saw me working on just now. So, hope she really enjoys that. That is planned for her Christmas gift. Then the other product that got one day is my Dimensions Dragonfly pair. That's very odd inflections. Oh well. And I worked on this in the rain last time. Yeah, last Tuesday I worked on this in the rain. That was not fun. And then I realized last night when I went to stitch on it that it was partly because I had done full stitches here. That's why it looked so weird and like thick. I know, a whole row of them. And so thank you, Mom, for the needle, because evidently it fell out when I showed this last Flosstube, and so I didn't have my needle with me. But I got like this whole section done last night. This is super fast, especially when you're only doing the half stitches that you're supposed to be doing. Yeah. So this was sent to me kindly by some random person on Stash Unloading who wanted to give it a new home because they knew they would never do it. And it is a great project for soccer. So this was from before I put a pair of scissors with the project. I need to figure out what I'm doing with those threads, but yeah. I have a lot of trouble stopping in the middle of a thread. Yeah, if it's on there, I need to stitch it. 5 more minutes, 2 more minutes, whatever. I just need to keep going until that thread is done. I have so much trouble stopping in the middle of a thread, which is why most of my projects don't have threads hanging off of them. I just can't stop. Okay. The other thing that I stitched on this, I think, 3 different times. Stitched on it Thursday morning, and then I went to Mom's house. So I couldn't take it to Mom's house. And I stitched on it a tiny bit Friday, and then I finished it up a Sunday. So Mom, this is the monthly piece I'm doing for you. Skip ahead a couple of minutes if you want to see what came in the mail. Otherwise, I'll see you later today when you come pick up Daniel. But here's the monthly piece I've been doing for my mom. This is on Rit dyed antique white linen in 36 count. I dyed this with just a bit of sandstone and tan right before I started the project in January. And it is the Lizzie Kate monthly Flip It stamps. You buy each one separately, and they all come with little buttons. They are not intended for 36 count. So I am replacing all the button parts with French knots. So like in March, French knots. And then I just did June. I've changed the colors slightly from the original to make them all go well together. May and June were charted to have the same color border. Didn't want that. So my sister helped me. Thank you, Julia. It looks fabulous. And these are all sulky threads. I love sulky on 36 count. Look at that coverage. It is so, so nice. This is one of the sulky blendables, this variegated here. There's another one. Nope, just kidding. Mine has the background of February in a variegated, but I've changed up the colors for mine to be black and red instead of the pink and purple that I used for mine. So those are mostly all the same colors that I used, and if I can ever find foam core board, I will finish those. But I can't just run to the dollar store. Joann's is out. Walmart has been out forever. It says Michael's has some, so hopefully we have soccer practice tomorrow and I can go to town and get a piece of foam core and finish those, because I would love to have them out and be able to see them. Okay. That's it. That's all I stitched on. These cards. And then, of course, my sewing. That's what I've been doing all week. And watering the garden and taking Danny to soccer and hanging out with Mom and Julie and, you know, all of the things. I keep so busy in summer. I do. I really do. So what else is on my list? Craft collection, including giveaway wins, Happy Meal, and silks from Stitching. Okay, I can do that. And then don't forget plans. I have in capital letters at the bottom, plans. You always forget plans. Yes, I do. Because I never know what I'm stitching on until I get there. But I do have a couple plan stitches for this week. All right. I already showed you the cross stitch thing from Stitching Goddess Design. I won that one from X-Ray Stitcher. But I couldn't really decide which one I wanted. So I said, hey, Athena, could you send me 2? I'll pay the difference. Because I also really love Keep Calm and Stitch On. Whoops. Stitch On. So one's pink, one's purple. If I got a third one, of course, it would be blue, because I buy everything in 3s usually. One's pink, one's purple, one's blue. I just can't decide. But the blue was bright blue. Like, at least as bright as this pink. And I know I have a skirt that will go with this pink. That really needs a new pink shirt to go with it. So I went ahead and got it in the pink. They're so cute. They look fabulous. Thank you so much, Athena. And X-Ray Stitcher for this purple one. I'm really loving it. Hopefully lots of people get to see it. Ooh, I wonder if I have a Zoom group today. That would be fun. That would be very, very fun. Okay, sidetracked. I also won back on my old account, so this was a while ago. But, and see, when I switched accounts, I tried to remember to resubscribe to everybody that I had been on in my old account. I missed a couple and almost missed out on the shirt. But I did remember Noah Stitches. And look, it's an autumn pattern that I like. I know, I'm so excited. This is my first Scarlet House chart. Pumpkins and Bittersweet. The Bittersweet has also been recharted if you want to do it over 2. Makes the chart just a tiny bit bigger. This is not that huge. 88 by 50. And my first plan for this is to just do the pumpkin without a weird set of letters here. And stitch it on the 10 count fabric that I got from Betty at Created to Create, and to make it a pillow for this couch, because this couch is just brown and it's easy to clean and it's fine for lessons and it works great, but I kind of want a pillow on it or a couple pillows that I can easily change the covers to. I think I got that idea from Black Needle Society when they were sending the pillow covers in the boxes. It's a great idea. I need to do that. And so I think this would be a lovely image on some 10 count fabric. It's kind of a tea-dyed color, maybe? Oatmeal-y color? I've misplaced it. I was going to show it to you. I can't find it. It's because I reorganized my fabric. That's why. So I have 3 cubbies. The lower counts. So my 10 count should be in there because it goes up to 18 count. Or actually, I think I have 1 piece of card hanger, but basically to 18 count. And then I have like my 28 32s, even weaves. And then I have, I think maybe 1 piece of 36 and my 40s, a couple pieces of 46 count, and the rest of my 32s. And another bin. So I should have been able to find it really, really easily. I didn't snowberry twins. So hopefully I can find it and start one of my pillows on the Zoom this weekend. I also accidentally entered for this lovely chart from Stitching in the Land of Good Enough. Pam, thank you so much. I will change this blue to purple. Our wedding colors were purple. Surprise, surprise. And dark brown, like a dark chocolate brown, and then white. And actually in my stitching, I used silver too. I think the girls had silver shoes. I wanted them to have silver shoes. Did I find silver shoes? I think I did. Purple dresses, silver shoes, silver buckle on the dress. So this will be really easy to recolor. I showed it to my husband. He really likes it. So this is going into our room at some point. Of course, it won't have like the blue washed frame. It will be purple and brown and very, I want to say elegant. That makes this one not seem elegant, but like super refined and hopefully quite stunning. Thank you. And then I was just talking about Betty from Created to Create and her Zoom. She sent me this for helping her name the group. No big deal. Thank you so much. I do love it, and I deleted it from my Etsy cart, so I can't wait to do this one. I do really, really love it, obviously, if I had it in my cart. I want to do these real buttons and actually put some, it's not lace, ribbon. Whew, running out of words. I don't talk much during this one. Well, because I don't have lessons to teach. So, I'm about out of words already. But this is by October House Fiber Arts. Do I have anything by them? Collecting some new designers right now, which is really, really fun. And it's 102 by 109. So this one's a little bigger than it looks, in contrast to this one, which was smaller than it looked. It's okay. I love them both. And then I got an early birthday present. I probably would have saved it if I had realized, but thank you, Sarah L, for this lovely little stitch. I will put it on the board that you sent me. Whoops. There we go. Just got this last night. My birthday's in a couple of weeks, so yeah, super cute. And she sent me some like satin silk. I think it said satin on the label. And these are my favorite colors: pinks, purples, blues. Like, so pretty. Look at that little bit of silver. I might have to use that in the Bent Creek chart. So, so pretty. With the same happy birthday ribbon. So, so thoughtful. Thank you so much. I love them. Okay. DMC. I'm hoping they're not hard to stitch with. Or I guess I should see if there's something special I'm supposed to do. Special needle or something. I don't know. I just kind of go for it usually. And if it works, great. And it usually works, so it's not a big deal. I actually did buy some stuff too. I ordered, or I participated in a Friday night fight night, I guess is how you say it, when she did the galaxy theme. And I got these a day, maybe 2 days ago. And these were the 3 that I had purchased the silk. I thought I had one of fabric, but don't hesitate if you see a fabric you like, because then I ended up being 3rd. So it's okay. And then I reorganized my fabric and I went, oh, I'm glad I got silks. Look how gorgeous these are. So this middle one was called Red Violet, this was Bright Purple, and this was Deep Purple, I think. I wrote it on the tags, just in case. And I do have some glare. There we go. And then I entered giveaways because why not? And I got a blue. So that's what came in my package from the Stitch Me. I have several of her silks now. I really need to try them. I'm thinking maybe the Colorado Cross Stitch Camp, there's a lot of C's, would be a good time to try the Brandy silks. Yes, yes it would. It would have also been a good time to post about the perennials that I was stitching, right? The well-rounded, because these were totally inspired by the Clumsy Stitcher. Done now. Okay, what else did I order? ABC Cross Stitch, ABC Stitch Therapy, ABC something. There's something with ABC and stitching. I'd never ordered from them before. And then I saw on Facebook, somebody had asked if there were going to be sales for Labor Day or for, not Labor Day, it would have been Memorial Day. I don't know, some sort of holiday. And lovely people commented on all the shops that were having sales. And I'd never heard of the shop, and so I went, and their shipping is high. But they had this Bumblebee Fob, which I didn't have. And they had Hope in a Future. I like the border on this so much. I'm tempted to put something different in the middle, but I like that first so much that it makes me think I should stitch it just as it is. These are, I think all of these were from the clearance actually. So it made shipping worth it, that's for sure. This was like $5. I don't remember how much this one was, but I know it wasn't 11, or I never would have gotten it. And then these, like, I had to. I'm in North Alaska, and these were on clearance for $3 a piece. There we go. One of Daniel's favorite words has been, like, since forever, he's almost 6, family. He loves the word family, and he asks us all the time, are we family? Yes, we're family. So I saw this, and I had to get it. $3, not $21, $3. Doesn't this look like a great first aid? I think so. I think this is a great first aid. You've got whites, blacks, blues, maybe a little bit of pink. I thought of changing the bow tie to purple since when we got married we used purple, not pink. But then it wouldn't quite coordinate as well with this other one. These were each $3. I mean, how can I not get both of them? They're so cute. And he has a purpley bow tie right here. So I'll probably make them match. So it looks like the same penguin. He's so cute. So I'm not sure where I'll hang these or when they'll get done, but I already know I'm going to do them 28 count over 1 on the Easy Grid, Easy Guide, you know, the pre-printed that you can wash out. I already know that's how they're going to be stitched. And at $3 a piece, these look like such great first aids. They're so cute. So they will be long-term projects, but couldn't pass them up. I also couldn't pass up Win Quilt in a Day. I know it sounds like a quilt shop. It is. But they do have a few cross-stitch patterns. And I was looking at their daily sales. They have daily sales every day. And they had their charts like 40% off. And so I looked. They have like a dozen charts. This was one of them. This is the only Primrose Cottage stitches. I'm so glad that's on the front because I can never remember their name. This is the only one of their charts that they have. It's 117 by 117. I like this one so much. This is the first one I'm planning on doing with the 10 count fabric. And then, of course, I'll finish it to a pillow with a zipped back and practice my pillow skills. But I think it would look so good on the couch. And it's already stitched on that, like, kind of dirty colored fabric. Yeah. So I want to start this on the Zoom Saturday, since I'll be using the fabric she sent me. Just have to find it. I don't know what I did with it, but I'll find it. I will find it after I finish the ABC packs. And that's it. Actually, I did get a few new pairs of scissors. I wonder what happened to this. Because Amazon so kindly said, hey, you purchased these. You might also be interested in, or here are some other items for you to consider. They're right here in my bag. I just didn't pull them out. So I got a 5-pack. I don't know how well these are going to show. Oh, not too bad. A 5-pack of stork scissors. I know. Super cute. Little crinkly, sorry. And keep it still. But when they're just over $2 a pair, how do you say no? And then I got a pair. It's not a pair. It's a 2-pack. Let's see if I can find them. Oh, I took them out. I must be using them already. And they're the rainbow titanium finish. And it's one stork and one of the other style like I got last time. But it was just those two, and they actually have little silver sheaths. And it was $5. Shipped. I don't think they have it anymore. So I was thinking about linking it for today, and it was like, currently unavailable. We don't know if or when this item will be back in stock. Okay, well, maybe it's best I don't show those. But it is nice to be getting a collection of scissors, because now I have scissors for the dragonfly project. And I have scissors for all the other things that I'm wanting to stitch. Speaking of, that reminded me about plans, which I always forget. I do have a couple of plans, as I mentioned. Tomorrow would have been my brother's 25th birthday. We lost him in a very sudden and tragic accident 3 years ago. I think it was 3 years ago. And this is a freebie, but it's going to be perfect. It's from Cherry Hill Stitchery. Where did I find this? When did I find this? That is a good question. If I find it again, I will link it in the show notes. But I'm just going to stitch this part right here as a vertical card. Change the butterfly to a purple heart. His favorite color was purple. We both really like purple. We both really loved going to Lathrop for music, and one of their colors is purple. So maybe that's why. But if you hadn't caught it before, that's the reason I use a purple heart when I comment. And I know I've been really bad at comments this week. I'm sorry. So sorry. I will try to take computer time for that today too. But I'm just going to do the keep me in your heart and do a purple heart here instead of the butterfly and stitch it. It might have to be 28 count over 1, whatever I need to do. I'm just going to stitch that little section and, you know, move it over since I won't have any owls, line it up. But that's what I'm planning on doing for tomorrow. I know it's going to be a little more than a tiny little alpaca llama, but I really want to do that for tomorrow since that would have been his birthday. I mean, we still write it as his birthday on our calendars and stuff, so. And my phone still tells me from Facebook, because of course we're still Facebook friends, it tells me that because I think I put it in there a long time ago since he's a family member, you know, so recurring every year. Plus it tells me a third time for who knows what reason. So it's on there. It's on there. Okay, my only other plan, and then of course I'll do an ATC every day. I just don't know what I'm doing for which day. The other plan is the Disney Dogs Days of Summer Sale. I don't know if I got that in the right order. And these are the colors I'm assuming I'm going to be needing. There are some blues, like Stitch was the first dog. I'm not doing Stitch. He doesn't look like a dog to me. I never was in love with that movie. I did put a light blue, I think Lady's Collar. She was release number 2. And then maybe some ears. So I put the light pink in there. There are a couple other pinks and, see, like really tealy blues. And there's a purple in there. But I don't see the dogs that I'm going to be wanting to stitch using these colors, even though I love them. So they're in the bag. Like I just threw them in a bag. But I don't see that I'm going to need them. So this was Stitch. This is Lady. This is a free sale by Abby Sue Designs on Facebook right now. Here's the floss list. So I've got most of them on my ring. And I've notated which color I put where. You know, this is in hole 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. And I really want to get that started. The plan is to stitch. Oh, where's my dog picture? The dogs that I'm doing. So Lady was released Friday, and then Tramp was released yesterday. It's a Monday and Friday release each week for 10 weeks. And there's going to be 20 dogs total. I think there's been 3 different borders that members have designed and charted and released as like complimentary designs, charts, freebies, whatever. They're in the group, and they're in the file section. And where was I going with this? They release 2 a week for 10 weeks. Yes. So there will be 20 dogs, and then there's wording at the bottom that says Dogs of Disney or something like that. So this was last Monday. This was Fridays. I'm going to be doing the dogs I haven't printed off Tramp. It's the same way. They're about 30 by 30, and then there's about 10 spaces, and you have a little tiny backstitch name. See that? No, tiny. So I think what I'm going to do, I need them to be rectangular for my finishing idea, which I'll get to in a second. I want them to be rectangular. So I think I'm going to do like a big, fancy, scripty, ladylike font. And that will be lady, and she will be a rectangle then. And then for tramp, you know, some sort of tramp inspired font. I'm not exactly sure which one that will be yet, but I really want to get that started and stitch along with the stitch along. I will only be doing 16 of the 20 dogs, and I will be keeping them rectangular. I overdyed this piece of purple from Cross Stitching Supplies. I forget what it's called. It was just a Zweigart purple, and I overdyed it, so it's very subtly modeled. And I think it will look really cute with the dog colors. I want to do each one separately and then turn them into a quilt, a doll quilt, which should be about 15 by 20 finished. So each design gets stitched, and then the like lattice work of a quilt is called the sashing. So I will sew those extra pieces of fabric to it, put them all, sew it all together. That's called sashing it. So then once it's sashed, I'll put a border around it, quilt it, bind it. I think it's going to be adorable. I've always loved dolls. They sleep a lot better than my real child did. And I just think it'd be so cute and girly on the purple. So that is the plan. I really want to stitch along with them. Hopefully I get to it, you know, once the ABC bags are done and my ATC is done for the day. Story of my life right now, right? Oh well, it's okay. I'm enjoying it. I also would love to get to my Little Sheep Virtues. I need to stitch on that this month. Haven't touched it. We'll see. I should probably finish Friendship and stitch another block, or this block, or this, whichever block I decide. I might give myself a break from the border, but I really need to get something done on that. So we'll see what happens. Plus watering the garden and soccer practice, because those are my priorities right now. So that's it. Now you're all up to date. I'll be back next Wednesday with more ATCs and hopefully a little bit of something else. There's been all sorts of good sales this week, last week, this month online, so maybe I'll have a little more stitchy goodness to show you in the form of, you know, charts or scissors or something like that, although I don't think I've ordered more scissors. I have to count now, but I'm pretty sure I'm done with ordering scissors for a while. And yeah, Stephanie, don't forget to get your address to me, which reminds me, I need to check that email. Don't check that email very often. Check it. All right. If I've forgotten a link, let me know down below. Otherwise, that's it for today. I will see you all next Wednesday. See you soon.